and welcome to A Bridge Podcast, hosted by Nard and produced by Pat Alphonse and King Roach. On this show, we will discuss all topics that range from sports, entertainment, and the lifestyles that shape our lives. None of this would be possible without the support of our family and loved ones. Follow us on abridgepodcast.com. What it do, what it do. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of A Bridge Podcast. Today, people, it being a new year and all, I just want to, again, extend my blessings to everybody moving forward. Pat, what it do, my guy?
What up, brother? What up, brother? Happy New Year, man.
That's right. Shout out to the new addition to the team, King Roach, man.
King Roach, we the new big three,
You already
baby.
know the big three, man.
LeBron, Bosh, and Wade.
You already.
We got Roach, Nard, and Pat, baby, taking over.
Put a little pressure on them Brooklyn Nets now that Dinwiddie is down. But again, man, shout out to everybody, man. Wishing everybody a blessed new year. Moving forward, a couple of more days before that dude is out of his house.
He's about to pack up in another week.
Yeah,
brother.
he gotta go, man.
He's out.
But we're gonna get right to it, man. I'm not even gonna hold y'all, man. We got royalty in the building, man. We got royalty in the building. We got a sister here today, man, who's done a lot of great things, man. And the amazing thing is she looks like us, man. So without further ado, another Brooklyn representative, I'm going to give y'all Karen Yelverton.
Thank you. How are you?
No doubt.
Thank you for having me.
I'm blessed.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Right? We starting it out right.
Yeah,
I'm number two.
Number two, definitely.
In the building.
Let's make it happen.
That's right.
Happy to have you, too.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
I've been waiting patiently.
Nah, that's what's up. Right. You already know, love that good energy. Should have had some sage, man. Been popping. You know what I mean? Shout out to the boy Kyrie.
Thank you.
Hair looks nice, man.
Thank you very much.
That's what it is,
Thank
man.
you.
And like I stated, you from Brooklyn and everything, but you're specifically from
East New York.
East New York,
New York, baby.
There you go. Oh man.
Rest in peace, my man AZ, yo.
Yes.
Rest in peace.
You took you get out my head. You took my head. That's what I did.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all
I'm
connected.
sorry.
That's
2020 is gone and we're here now. And I wasn't ready for that one. We lost a lot of great people, but we know that the spirit lives on. So, a moment out for all those that we've lost in 2020.
Definitely, man. I want to
AZ
give
especially,
a real big shout to condolences and a prayer of strength. I ask everybody prayer of strength for his family as well as mine. We lost the matriarch in our family Christmas morning. Shout out to Big Ma. I love you.
Blessings, rest in peace.
And,
yes.
We all gonna miss you, but we gonna stand strong because that's how you raised us.
Yeah.
But definitely moving forward, you know what I mean? So tell us where you from. I know you from the East, but we're at in the East.
Well, East New York, Brooklyn.
Okay.
I would say over on a side that looks nothing like the way it was before.
Okay.
So let's just say that the big gentrification is,
Okay, gentrification is real.
But not only that, I like the fact that I'm able to go and give back to my community.
That's
so
dope.
Born and raised Brooklyn, East New York, in a different way, And when we talk about people like AZ, not to keep bringing his name up, but
props.
I grew up around. I like to say I grew up around real kings.
Okay.
Where there wasn't no singing, no. What I mean by singing, you know what I mean?
Doubt.
So it was
going
straight
to
up
concert.
real men. Not a lot of fake stuff that we see nowadays.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was cut from that cloth. In other words, that's the best way I could say.
I always say, man, we were blessed to be born at the time we were born.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because if not, we maybe possibly would have been subject to the madness that's going on. Because a lot of people are just really following what they're seeing other people do.
Right.
Like, sucker shit is glorified now.
Right.
You know what I mean? That shit
And that's what I mean.
Exactly.
So a lot of people don't even know better. So
listen,
it's
our
not
show.
even
On
faulting.
A-Bridge Podcast, we say what it is.
Okay. So,
you know what I mean?
but I'm blessed to, be able to grow up in a neighborhood that most people would look to and maybe frown upon. But I grew up around great people, had great experiences. I ran track. And I learned to travel at an early age. Yes, Pratt Institute, Colgate, Penn Relays, all of that. So
Lincoln University.
And they used to true story. So I lived on the 6th floor, and what they would do was bet on me to see if I could catch the bus from the first stop, because they knew where the first stop was. And so I would have to run down the steps, run like 2 blocks to catch the bus. And then if I did, I got like a little new pair of sneakers, you know what I mean? Something. But yeah, it was a great experience. I grew, and then I truly believe that you're born with your family, but then you create your earthly family while you're here.
Yeah.
And so I was blessed to be able to create an earthly family with great men.
Right.
Because not a lot of people can do that and say that and, know that these are still my friends and my brothers to this day.
Indeed,
like
indeed.
Pat.
Indeed,
You know what
exactly.
I mean?
I
Like,
was about to say that.
yeah.
Me and Pat started out as rivals. You know what I mean? And then we ended up being on the
Those
same
are usually
team.
the good. That's when
God.
you're usually the best of friends.
Yo, listen.
That's how it usually happens.
Listen, I'm being honest with you. I'm not going to say no names because we don't snitch.
Right.
But if this was now,
No singing.
If this was now, we would have been charged with some tampering laws. Like we was doing what we had to do to get him to them Kings, baby. Shout out to them Kenny Kings, man.
Yeah,
but I definitely know what you're saying.
So I'm happy with that. I've never been ashamed of where I'm from.
Right, which is dope.
I think it was, a great learning lesson, and it was just different because we really looked out for each other. Do you remember when people used to maybe if you had something, you ran out of something, you might borrow something from somebody? It didn't look, you weren't frowned upon. It wasn't like, oh yeah.
Listen, there was no Instagram, no emails, no texts, none of that.
Right.
All I had to do was come to the block and say,
Right.
yo, where's Karen at?
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, she ran over to Pickens Avenue, but I know she was going from Pickens. She was going to go pay her phone bill over at Bell Atlantic. Right City.
Yes. So, no, seriously. So,
that's dope.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say it was all glam and glory. I mean, we've seen some stuff, but it just goes to show a testament to who we are and our strength and where we go and what we do. And then, I've always had a job since I was like 14 years old, whether I was packing bags at the grocery store,
exactly.
You're
putting the cans on the bottom, right?
Yes.
All
the heavy stuff at the bottom.
Don't put the eggs on the bottom. What's that?
So,
key
yes,
food
yes.
with the
Key
big
food,
arm?
yes, absolutely,
Old
yes.
school.
So
Shout out
I
to
would
all-
pack my bags, and then I made enough money to buy me a beeper. So I had a beeper, and
Who was the first person to text you hello?
I don't know. Remember, you used to have to turn it upside down and see.
That's what's
So
up.
yes, and then I just really learned a lot, and I've seen a lot of my brothers go. I've seen some unfortunately are not with us anymore,
Right.
and
Rest
then
in
I've
peace
seen
to the
some
fallen
that
soldiers.
were locked up, but some that came home and made a big difference.
Indeed.
So like I said, they can't hold us down.
No, without question.
And so with working and running track, I actually, one of my first jobs was, once again, with selling car canal and merry-go-round at the Jazz in Kings Plaza.
Okay.
And so I think I was always,
Shout out
I've
to
always
Carl
been,
Canal,
yes,
man.
shout out to Carl Canal. That was the first black designer I ever knew.
Nah, that's dope, though.
Cross Colors and Carl Canal is what I knew.
Right,
and people can say what they want, but I like to give people their,
from LA,
yes.
Carl's from Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Right,
and I
right.
like to give people their credit.
Carl's from the East or Starlight City?
East New York, Starbucks City.
Starlight City is in East New York, right? But they just don't say it from East New York.
Whatever,
They say it from
that's
Starlight
East
City.
New York. They can say what they want. That's
Like
East
Red
New
Hook
York.
is not in Brooklyn. Red Hook is from Red Hook. Coney Island is from Coney Island.
Right,
there
right,
you go.
right. So, with that, working there, and then from there, I worked at Victoria's Secret, which was on 57th Street. It was the
What's the
flagship
secret?
store.
What's the secret
I
at
can't
Victoria's
tell you. I
Secret?
signed
Okay.
a non-disclosure.
Okay.
So,
That's what's up.
but check this out. While working at Victoria's Secret, I was approached by what they call a headhunter. These are people, you know what a headhunter is.
Well, right, yeah,
So,
seeking out
for
talent.
those that don't know, a
Seeking out
headhunter
talent.
is where people are seeking out talent. Absolutely. And so I was approached to work for Nike.
Okay,
And
dope.
now Nike wasn't even built yet. It was like dirt on the floor. And this is 57th Street. And 57th Street. And so right across the street was going to be this huge 9-story building.
Nike corporate store.
Nike, yes. Nike
Okay.
Town.
Nike Town,
is what
okay.
it was called. And so I went on the Nike
was
journey.
exclusive. No,
I
dope.
went on a Nike journey. And so from
Shout
there.
out to Phil Knight. man.
Yes. And I had a chance to meet him. He was still a part of Nike at the time.
Okay.
But we actually launched the Jordan products there. So I had a chance to meet Jordan.
Nice,
Conveniently,
nice.
I didn't wear my
The
uniform
GOAT.
that day.
The GOAT.
You heard me?
Huh?
Conveniently, I didn't wear my uniform that day.
You want to be in your nice clothes. You take the pictures
because
with Mike.
oh my God, I didn't know. I thought we had to dress up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I had a chance to just walk him around. But it was a really, a lot of times I think we put a lot on people, and they're just human beings.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I just talk to people like they are human beings.
Yeah,
But I really appreciate the ordinary, extraordinary human beings too. The ones you don't hear
absolutely.
about.
Dude was different.
You know,
Dude was different,
the ones you
man.
don't hear about too. So,
Right.
but you know what I mean? Like it was a cool guy. Women slept outside the store just to get a glimpse. So
Yeah,
it was
they
a
say
little
that,
interesting.
They say that he's like one of the few guys in the NBA that did not have personal stylist. Like he really dressed himself.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
so that's different.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And so this was around the time when he started doing the situation with the retros. Remember, he would rock a pair, and then everybody want to know when they can get him. Made my job very hard.
Okay.
You know, so I had to let him know. You know, what's up, Mike? What's going on?
He forced patting him into that wave. These brown skinned bald headed dudes, man. It was everywhere, man. I'm like, yo. Then Guy came out, and I was like, oh my God. Yep. First it was the light skinned dudes. Now it's these dudes, and they in house. What are we gonna do?
But see, working at Nike was different because I got a chance to see all the athletes.
Right.
Remember, Nike has so many athletes.
Yeah, so many different sports too.
And
soccer players.
Don't get on me for forgetting his name, but. You know, what's the Yankee guy? The
Derek Jeter?
Yes, he was one of our athletes.
Derek Jeter did 20 years in New York and got away with murder.
Right, and then Derek Jeter
basically.
Derek Jeter had a girl pal forever. Mm-hmm. He never locked in until he retired. Then he got a girlfriend. He brought a 10. Shout out to Derek Jeter. He did it right.
Shout out to him, but I got a few more people. Spike Lee, so he was one of the people, and I say shout out to him because can you imagine with everything that he's brought forth to our attention, the things that he probably have gone through. See, we see a lot of things on the forefront now, but imagine having to, be able to try to put this stuff out there. So shout out to him. But a lot of athletes, you know what I mean? A lot of great people, and I had a chance to travel with Nike, which was great.
And where'd you go with Nike? Like you went south, right?
Well, I went first. I opened about 4 or 5 Nike towns. So we went to Nike Town, Boston, Nike Town, Vegas, Nike Town, Hawaii, Nike Town.
Did she say Hawaii?
What was the other one? It's about 4 or 5 of them. So yes, it was amazing. It was great. And then I got a chance to live at these places for like 2 to 3 months.
Wow.
And then move on to something else.
Young girl from Eastern New York. That young girl from Eastern New York, like seriously, like really, like moving all around.
Yep. Okay. And then they had. So I was finished with the training, and then they said, okay, well, we have some openings. We have one in Atlanta, Chicago, and I think Seattle.
Too cold in it.
Look, so I wanted to go visit all 3, but you know where I went, right?
To the A.
ATM.
First of all, it rained every day in Seattle.
ATM. It really was a little muggy, but
they say that's why crime is down in Seattle because the weather, it rains so much.
But suicide is up.
Wow.
I mean, that back then. I don't know about now. I don't want to say. I haven't really looked at the statistics lately, but
right now, mental illness is at an all-time high.
It really is. It
it's
really
only
is.
Because
it really is.
It doesn't. It's not talked about so hard for people to be naked, man, with like what's going on in their lives, man.
And I just want to say too, like to anybody that's listening. You know what I mean? Like, people are going through so much. Please reach out to somebody if you need some help. Don't be afraid, because one thing in our culture, we have to be mindful. We tend to make fun of things so much and people so much that sometimes somebody might be really experiencing something or going through something, and then they don't feel like they have somebody to talk to. And I only say that because I've been hearing and losing some people that may not have been directly in contact with me, but suicide has been,
Yeah. And it's like, I know Pat and them, like, they be bugging on me sometimes. It's their time to, like, fire the shots at me because I be sending, like, spiritual texts and all that. They be like, oh, Deacon nod on his stuff today, okay? But they do embrace it. They will say amen back, you know what I mean? And I have to wear that, though, man. But every time I want all my brothers well, man. I need them all here because at the end of the day, like, if something affects them, it affects me. And then, like, for the people you lose, then, you still have to, like, deal with their families and stuff like that. So that's definitely really important. So you in the A now. So what's janking in the A?
Everything.
Okay.
Everything. Shawty.
And what year is this?
Shawty. This is 90s.
You had a candy paint whip? Did you have a candy paint whip?
No. I was shorty with the big black act. It was like a little act. You know what I mean? Like just getting out of New York City too. Please, I could. But no, Atlanta was great. Had a chance, and even while here in New York, going to different events and meeting people, interacting with different people. But a lot of my friends, we've always worked. So I had friends that worked for Puff at a young age. So while we were traveling, going to Cancun, this is before Mace was even signed. You know what I mean? God, thank God Big was still with us. You know what I mean? During that time. So it was all of these different things going on when it came to events and parties. And so now I'm in the A.
Okay.
So everybody loves NYC.
That's New York City.
Exactly.
Right. That's what they were saying at one time.
Right, and so this is a time with Puff and Jermaine during that time. Right. God bless the dead Wolf.
Okay.
So you had so many different
Rest
people out there, and so now I'm in the A. And I'm working for Nike. So it's a good thing.
So you got them good foots on.
Yes, yes. And now everybody want to be your friend because they think that you got the hookup, right?
Man, that's what's up, though.
So,
man.
yeah. But, what I decided to do was, even at Nike, they would always say, you should act. You should do acting. You should do modeling. And it's something I was always interested in, but I did not have anybody to guide me. I didn't have any resources. I had some resources in New York, but not necessarily in Atlanta. But I started to embark on taking acting classes. Okay. Shout out to my first acting coach, Nick Conti. So yes, and with that, I was at home. I found the right place. I was at the right time with the right people, and from there, I decided to move on from Nike. And it was an experience. I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew it. I knew I wasn't going to take no for an answer.
Like wrote a book in the meantime,
right?
So everything happens like in the
meantime, right? And I wasn't going to let anything stop me.
Right, you was at Nike in the meantime until the next step in your life.
Exactly.
That was the acting.
Exactly.
Right,
and so the acting and the modeling. Well, it was crazy. So it was.
Modeling joint. I see you.
I think I brought something to show you. So I can show you better than I can tell you.
Okay.
So what happened was in 2004, because actually, rest in peace to my mama Betty, while I was cleaning stuff out, I'm finding stuff too, right? Okay. So this is the 2004 calendar, actually. This is dope. And the first one, that's Karen actually a body
Yelverton.
painting.
Hold on. Like, her name is on the calendar. So I'm trying to know, is this like just you?
Yes.
Nah, this is
dope.
Yes.
And so what I did, and this is around the time where you could still have your clothes on and be sexy. So, it was okay to
Okay.
This is so dope. What happened was each page had a sponsor, right?
Okay.
Yes, and some of those sponsors I'm still in contact with today. I may not be able to see them all, but social media allows you to connect with a lot of people. Yes, shout out to Jerry Clark. So many people. Yeah.
And what's your sign?
Leo.
Let me see. Shout out to us, man. You already know. Leo's in the buildings. We want to shoot right to July. Okay. Well, they gave a little Independence thing.
Do a little Independence.
Looking like little FloJo. Little FloJo. Look, now that's dope, though, man.
That was actually a hair ad, a magazine hair ad. So that's why we use it. Yes.
Man did a hair, right?
Yes. So I did a lot of shows with a lot of great makeup artists and hairstylists out there.
Speaking of Atlanta, shout out to Soul, man. Shout out to Soul Boutique, man. And Kevin Donaldson, man. Like, great dude, man. Like, really, like handling his business, man. Shout out to him.
Well, shout out to all the amazing entrepreneurs in ATL holding it down. Whether you came from NY, ATL, whatever it is, I spent some time there. I actually was there not too long ago. And shout out to my sister Brandy. Shout out to my brother Ant, Cafe Circa Cafe.
You was with some heavy hitters, man.
Well, you know what? Ordinary, extraordinary people.
Okay.
Because, like I said, it's okay to be seen and not heard.
Definitely.
So I like to sit back and be able to observe and learn a lot. And then I think now I'm at a time in my life where, you're kind of forced to kind of be out there, not to be out there, but to promote what you do and how you do it.
That
whereas before you didn't
craze.
have to do it as much. I love to say
your body of work
the people that raised me, there was no posting.
Right. Nah, definitely.
No posting, no boasting.
That era, if 100 dudes was following you, was in bad shape, Jack.
Yes, absolutely. So, from Atlanta and those experiences and then taking on the acting, I knew the home of it was going to be New York and LA. Okay. And so I wanted to be able to balance the two.
Dope.
And so a group of us decided to go to LA at different times.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I survived a very, very horrific accident actually on my way to LA. We flipped 7 times and totaled my car. So before I even got to LA, it was crazy. I don't even know if I had a chance to let Pat know about that during that time, but it was people there that knew I was coming, but it was just that whole situation. It's a testament, like we are so... Every day is a blessing, and you got to remember that. Seriously. A lot of times we forget that because we get caught up in the bullcrap, mad at things you can't fix or change or whatever. Yeah. That don't mean nothing.
It's like the corny slogan, they say, YOLO, you only live once. That shit is trash.
Right.
You live every day. You only die once, man.
Absolutely.
For real. Keep living. Shout out to everybody that's hustling, man.
Yes, absolutely.
And we thank God that, you survived the situation you here. Yes. We here on A Bridge. the podcast.
Yes, and shout out to you guys, seriously, for being here and doing this in the way that you do. Even
Check
behind the scenes, I see you.
Yeah, shout out to the boy King Roach. Check us out on abridgepodcast.com. For real, man. Like, go on, hit the link in that.
Absolutely.
For real. You know?
So in LA, you know, when I finally got in and got settled and I was healing at the same time, I still didn't stop. I kept, you know, once I was able to get better, I went out on auditions. I was granted to be able, I had my business is still, Angelic Creations, has been incorporated for years.
Oh, that's dope.
And so I was able to be hired independently to do different events, Grammys, BET Awards. Like LA has 4 major award shows every year.
Oscar.
Yep.
Grammys. Tony Awards.
Yeah, and then there's one other. I'm
Soul
missing
Train.
it. Yes, I
You already know. Shout out to the boy Dog.
And so I was able, and then in between that, you got our stuff, you know, the BET, so they have a lot of different things. And if you're able to,
was it Source Awards? Was it Source Awards?
Yes, Source Awards. Excuse me. Need a little water.
Shout out to the Source. Shout out to Karen the Mayo, man. On the Honey Magazine. Research editor for the Source, ebony.com.
And our homegirl, Karen.
Karen, yeah, that's what I said. Shout out to Karen, yeah. Ebony.com, research editor for the Source, wrote for Essence,
Karen got in my
Honey
first
Magazine.
photo shoot now. I'm in the Source.
Oh, that's what's up.
Back when?
Right, like people don't even realize how much work Pat has done.
Oh yeah. Boy got a big
Like
body
seriously,
of work.
really.
Yeah, nah, definitely.
Yeah, I've been
Definitely.
around. Been around.
And still working.
And got me working.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my call too.
You know what I mean? No
yeah, but
doubt.
no, but that's what it's really about, is keeping the ball, you know, keeping it rolling. And so while I was in LA, shout out to, I heard Rodney was up here.
Yeah.
Ronnie.
Shout out to
BK
Rodney.
Lobster.
BK
Shout out to
Lobster.
BK Lobster, Ronnie Barnes.
So I heard he was up here, and what made me say that is once I got to LA, once again, healing, getting better, but still getting work through Angelic Creations, meeting people, having a chance to work with some people I work with in Atlanta, Akon,
Right.
Alicia Keys, you know, all of these people that come out to all these events, right? And so now they see you in different places. They're like, oh, you working here,
What's up?
and they actually get to see these things. You know, my mentor, Lingita, one of my, you know, first people that I met that was able to take me under her wing.
Nice.
And then you get into me running into Rodney.
Okay.
And then Rodney
And
introduces
it's
me.
like crazy. It's like, yo, this is a dude from my
Oh, my
town.
goodness.
You know what I mean?
I run into Rodney. Lo and behold, he introduces me to his friend who was looking for a host. We end up going to Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, wow.
We are
Dope.
in Trinidad and Tobago for about a month.
Okay.
And I'm hosting the West Indies Against the World event, which
Okay.
is like a cycling type of thing.
Okay.
Then I go back again
different.
and hold the jazz, first jazz festival.
Wow.
With
First ever
Dougie,
jazz festival?
yes,
in
with
Trinidad,
Dougie
Tobago?
Fresh, yes, Angie. So when you say Trinidad and Tobago, there's Trinidad and then there's Tobago.
there's Tobago.
So most of the big events happen in Tobago.
In Tobago,
So it was,
okay.
and if I don't say that, I'm in trouble. You know
Okay,
that, right?
no, definitely not. It has to
So,
be some
yes.
form of clarity because
Yes.
you know me being a person who's not from the Caribbean.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm just thinking Trinidad. I would
Right.
think
And-
Trinidad and Tobago was like
Exactly.
a place. Not
Right.
knowing it was 2 places.
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's
and
dope.
So yeah, and it was a great time to be able to have that experience. And you would go to these places and you would think that you wouldn't see people of Asian descent speaking with a heavy accent, but you everywhere. You know what I mean?
I remember the
We're
first
just-
time I saw a Chinese Jamaican like bugged me out.
Right.
Wow, I was like, yo,
Nakisaki.
yeah, what's going on?
And so when you ran into her, what did you say? Like, was you
I
thrown
just
over?
was like, yo, what's happening? I was like, yo, what's happening? I was like, yo, wow. And then he told me it was Chinese and Jamaican. I was like, wow, like who had the game? Like, did your pops bag your mom's? Like,
Right,
yo,
or
did
vice
your mom
versa.
shoot it for your pops? How'd it go? Nah, but that's what's up though, man. You know, there's so many beautiful shades of brown, man.
Yes.
And we have to really salute ourselves, man, and give us
Yes.
some credit, man, because at the end of the day, you know, we gotta just like be proud of what we're doing, man. But I'm looking at this calendar. This is crazy. Like,
Yes.
you did another
So
thing.
that's
Dope.
calendar number 1. And then while I was in Trinidad and Tobago, you know we had to do it, right? So then we had to go and hit them with the
Calendar number 2.
yes, calendar number 2.
Karen
Yes,
Yelverton.
yes,
Yo,
yes.
this is dope, man.
Now that one I was able to raise funding, but it wasn't like the first one where
Right.
there was
A lot of
sponsors on
promotions
everyone.
and stuff.
Yes. So
Right.
that one, and to this day, people still have talked to me about it, and it's it's been a while.
That's dope.
But I'm thankful is what I can say. I'm thankful.
Crazy,
and that was really good. And you can see I like to see the growth in what I do.
Right, definitely.
So nothing is the same, you know?
Right, definitely. Let me,
so the growth is...
Go to July again. You got to go to Leo months.
Yes. Oh, I forgot you want your...
Yeah, I got to check out the Leo months.
You'll like that July. You'll like that
July is dope. July is dope. And August Leos too. Shout out to my August Leos.
Yes.
Okay. Nah, that's dope. Nah, this is ill, man. Like,
thank
real,
you,
man. Salute to you on that, man. Some
thank you.
Serious accomplishment. How many people can say they got calendars? How many people can say they got calendars? You know?
I would say I had to reorder twice. So this is the time when you were able to actually go to events like all-star events and set up your own stuff, have your tables out there and sell stuff. And one thing back then, what I really appreciated and loved was the fact that people would walk by, and because I was just on my grind, they would be like, okay, give me all the calendars.
Nah, that's what's up.
I'd be like, what? They'd be like, Shorty, I saw you out here on your grind. I saw you on your grind. Just give me everything.
Let me get that. Nah,
and then I'm not going to lie, some people be like, but you got too much on. I'm like, I got on leaves. Like, what more do you want? So one thing I always wanted to do was have work that my mother could look at and you know what I mean? And be proud of.
Man,
I didn't want to have anything where, and to each his own, I don't knock nobody how they do what they do. But for me, that's what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Now I'm older, I might consider, doing something else maybe I wouldn't have done before.
Right.
But for right then in that time,
also
that's what I wanted to do.
And then you got a different understanding also too of what you're getting into.
Absolutely.
Too. When you're young, you don't really have the understanding
Absolutely.
what you're getting into, so you might overcommit on something.
And I guess that's why I love working with the youth, because it was important for me to have the right examples.
Okay.
So I want to try to be that example, you know what I mean? Bridge the gap, you know what I mean?
So
Bridge
from LA to Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
No doubt. And then you moving,
Yeah.
So you stayed in Trinidad for a while, and then where did you
Came back to LA.
Okay.
And then I wanted to, I like to stay challenged. And so the next challenge was to go to school.
Okay.
And the reason why I did that was because someone had told me in LA, they were like, they encourage you. They give you grant money. They want you to go to school here. And I was like, for real, let me check it out. And so I started taking Spanish classes at Los Angeles Valley College, LAVC.
Okay.
And then I was introduced to what they call a speech team. So I was always a motivational speaker. It wasn't structured.
Right.
I just like you're a motivational speaker too.
Motivational speaking without the title.
Exactly. Right? And so
it's like rocking Fila or Nike and not getting a check.
Yes.
Right, but you was doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you.
And so with that, I embarked on a speech team that I didn't even know this existed.
Oh, wow.
But to all listening, yes, you can get scholarships to go to a school and actually do speeches and compete with poetry, dramatic interpretations, all these things are out debaters. There. Right. Okay. But it's even more to it. People just think you sit there going, no, it's actually, you get to do poetry, you get to do, they have this thing called after dinner speaking, which is kind of like comedy, similar to how you speak, and you can actually get scholarships for this. Okay. And I was able to get a scholarship, and I went to Michigan.
Okay.
And it was very cold.
At the University of Michigan?
No, not University of Michigan, Eastern Michigan.
Oh, Eastern Michigan, okay.
Eastern Michigan University, where I received my BA and MA, which I actually have to go back because I still have to hand something into them. But, and then during that time, I thought when I finish, because you have your own plan, right?
Okay.
And then the creator has the plan.
Right.
So I thought that I was going to be heading back to Los Angeles, only to find out, no, instead I had to go to New York City. Because my uncle Aaron, who was this amazing basketball player. Okay. Before there was an NBA. Okay. Let's see if you know the name of that.
Played with Wilt Chamberlain too.
The ABA? Harlem Globetrotters?
No, not the Globetrotters.
Harlem Wizards?
What was the team in Philly?
The Wrens?
It was, you said it.
The Wrens?
ABA. It had to be ABA.
Yeah, that's it was.
ABA?
Yes, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Played with Wilt Chamberlain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Teammates with Wilt.
Play with the boss.
Yes, so yeah. And he was a boxer too, so they called him the champ.
Okay.
And so it was my pleasure to come and be a caregiver for him. Okay. And so that's what I ended up doing for like 8 years between him and my mom. Both unfortunately were stricken with cancer. So, I want to encourage us all to pay attention to what we're eating because we know better now. We could do better. I'm not saying you have to change it all, but if not, at least make sure you clean your system out, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's listening to me.
Nah, definitely. I'm doing a little better. I'm on a sports nutrition diet and everything, and the eating different, everything. It's a little hard and everything, but it's working. So
and check out some of the documentaries on Netflix because it breaks it down for you so you can actually see. Because sometimes people just need to see it or really have a grasp understanding. Because you can eat stuff that is still healthy and tastes good.
No, definitely.
It can happen.
Salute to you for understanding that sometimes we have to put what we want on hold to do what God wants. And like him bring you home to be a caregiver to your family and everything is like kind of awesome.
And I didn't know what I didn't know what it was until I jumped in it and was doing it, Right. And so it was like, okay, so I'm taking care of him and my mom is like, girl, what you doing? Like she's paying attention but not realizing. And at the end of the day, sometimes you just have to follow the path.
Right, now what you're calling it.
You just have to follow the path.
In the meantime.
Exactly, in the meantime. And so I said, you know what, let me start working in these schools. So that's when I went back to the community too. And so now I'm working with non-for-profits, I'm working with the kids, and I'm seeing a different angle of, there's just a lot of negative distractions. And the only thing that I can do is do my part. Right. And so part of my part was to be able to give back and create this group, the Angelic Poets, Angelic Creations.
Angelic Creations,
yes.
That's dope.
And then I'm working, I'm trying to get into the schools, but then my mom gets stricken with cancer.
Wow.
And so now everything stops and I'm like in between. So I'm doing this to the schools, but those kids didn't know that they were helping me just as much as I was helping them. And so then I started writing more, writing. And then collectively together with these beautiful queens, I was able to publish the first book.
Okay.
And so I'm sorry, I did not publish that. The next one I'm going to publish.
Okay.
That I did not HOV Publishing
Poetry
did that
Between
one.
Sisters.
Yes.
Now this is ill. Mm-hmm. And on the back, some young sisters, young scholars, great writers, up and coming.
And they're actually in the book too.
Oh, they all wrote
yes.
the book. Now, this is
there's a section in the book that is dedicated to them.
Right.
And currently I'm doing, because of COVID that happened last year, I'm now online doing a lot of Zoom classes. I teach public speaking, poetry, and prose. I write poetry specifically for people for specific events. Right, let's say, for example, you're Leo, your birthday's coming. If you were to answer 10 questions for me, I can write something for you. And you would think I've known you for all my life. Like my friend Drea, she just had her birthday a couple of weeks ago. She didn't even answer the 10 questions. She answered like 2 or 3 questions, but I still was able to get the poem done.
Right.
So
she's your friend.
She said, I didn't see all the questions. I said, did you scroll down?
Yeah, listen, man.
So yeah.
This phone thing. Mm-hmm. Everybody don't be up to date with it.
Absolutely.
So that's cool though.
So with that, what happens is, it's hit or miss because either you're in the schools or you're not in the schools, But what I'm thankful about is working with the youth. Now I get to do things online, but then I get to do things virtually in different studios, like Black Spectrum Theater, for example. Shout out to Black Spectrum Theater, where they record you and then they put it out there. You know what I mean?
Where's that located at?
In Queens.
Okay, in Queens.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
Is that at York?
No, I know which one you're talking. It's not far from there, though.
Okay,
it's not far from there. Yes,
That's dope. Shout out to them, but not seriously, and congrats to you for your body of work.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, modeling, moving around, helping to establish like major stores, writing a book, teaching kids, like that's dope, man. Salute to your parents.
Thank you.
Like for real, man.
Thank you. So, without further ado, since we're sitting here, I might as well do a little poetry.
Sound like the boy Nog getting a little treat today on here on A Bridge. Get some live poetry.
Where your instance at, son?
And y'all don't even know. I already answered 10 questions without even answering 10 questions.
And before we go, I have a gift for you. So I also have a store online. And
yo, hold on. She's doing it all. Yo, remember what was that? Living Color? Like he had like 100 jobs. remember he used to look at.
I'm the pilot.
He used to look at the obituary.
The crew member.
He's looking at the obituary. So what are you doing? He said someone died.
It's
job opening.
Yes. But it's important, and I'm glad you said that. It's important to have several streams of income.
Definitely.
One stream of income ain't gonna make it in America, and we are the backbone of everything.
Indeed.
And I just want to encourage the people that are listening to stand strong and stand in your truth and know who you are. And don't be afraid to step out of your own way.
Nah.
Because I wouldn't be able to do all of this if I wasn't surrounded around decent people that I was able to look and see, maneuver and do different things.
Dope.
I lost my mom not too long ago. Not to keep talking about loss, but my good friend, my brother Pat, he lost his mom not too long ago. So this is real life stuff that we are dealing with and living with every day. You just lost your matriarch. So you know what I mean? Like, we don't want you to be in this club, but we here for you.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be times where you're gonna have to reach out to him and talk to him about some stuff.
I want to thank you, Karen, for coming by and giving me that nice little plaque for my mom's too. Appreciate that.
No problem.
Not like the other day, I was actually
problem.
Other day I had something heavy in my heart because I lost my son a couple years ago, and I posted something about him, and Pat chimed in like rest in peace nephew, and the fact that they all consider him nephew. Shout out to the boy Dame Lawrence, Booby, Chuck, all my guys, Kenny King. And Prentice and all of them, they all reach out. I call him nephew. Like, that made me feel so good.
But that's
what
what
really loved him. Like, you know what I mean? So.
But that's real. Like, it's no, everything else could wait. You can take a few minutes out to reach out to your people, and for me to be able to write something for somebody like that comes from my heart. That's the way. Dope. That's the way that I show my gratitude.
Right.
But I want to do that when people are here. I don't want to wait till it's over. You know what I mean? Okay. So you were talking about my teeth.
Yeah.
Right? And so online, this is your neem toothpaste inside of this.
Appreciate
and that's
it.
non-fluoride toothpaste. So those of you out there listening.
Right.
No, we should not, and I'm not saying don't, I'm just suggesting. You could look it up, but we should not be using toothpaste with fluoride in it.
I appreciate you.
We should not be using deodorant with aluminum in it.
Right.
And all of these things are directly linked to, especially the aluminum is directly linked to breast cancer.
Right.
So with that, fluoride, you just want to be, there's good stuff in there. It's good, good healthy stuff.
You say breast cancer, and it's nothing to laugh at. But
because men.
I'm always cracking jokes, right?
Yeah.
So I was telling my guys the other day, I was like, that's why I had to really start to lose weight, because I had got so fat that I had to go take a mammogram and shit. I done developed some titties.
Right.
So I had to go and really, I'm like, what's going on here? So I had to really check myself out.
Right.
And I was laughing at that. I said, I got
But
breast
all of
now?
that could be fixed. You know what I mean? We're eating right, cleaning out, and doing what you do.
I'm waiting. Hold on. She said she's about to chime in. I'm waiting.
So, because I'm in a room full of kings, I guess we'll start there.
Salute.
Okay.
Salute.
And because they're still killing us. The black man has a weapon. The question, is he safe anywhere? Black men seem to be a mortal danger no matter what they do, say, or wear, or carry in their hands nowadays. I felt threatened. I thought he had a weapon. Seems to be the response from all of them. As if it's a line from a script or a scriptured verse, tattooed on the brains only to leave blood stains to be removed by a can of Coca-Cola. It is time I break the blueprint down. Or shall I say the imprint of his pants, his way of creating life. Yes, his stroke, his poke, his swag, his touch, his laugh. But you see, this ain't no joke. As I break down sports, another distractions created just for you. See, we have golf, baseball, basketball, and football, all involve balls. Whether being placed in a whole basket, glove, or hands, you see the black man's balls compared to any race or culture does not stand a chance. You know they want to end our existence as his presence. Without us, they cannot survive. So some pretend to love us while others clearly despise, trying to separate what is meant to be. That black love, people, that black unity. Kings. We want nothing more than to worship the ground you walk on. We always have your front and your back, but they said he had a weapon. Well, we love feeling that weapon in the bedroom. Why you think we get upset when we think you give it away to anyone on any given Sunday? Like when Cochran used to be strolling through that courtroom. I said like when Cochran used to be strolling through the courtroom. I ain't say we are all perfect. I'm still praying for Kanye and OJ.
Okay.
Now wait, stop. I'm getting a little hot. Queens. Please stop using the body as a primary form of communication when it's just another cry for attention, when all we want to do is to be loved, uplifted, and respected. We are the epitome of black love. The fact the troglodytes say there's something wrong with us when in reality, there's something wrong with them. Decades and centuries of trying to find ways just a little bit darker. Laser, sun tanning, Crystal dark people we've been taught to hate for decades. We are the chosen one. Their motto? It's cheaper to kill suspects than to wound them. If you cripple them, you have to pay for them. You see, people are not really selecting which direction they are going, and they are being pushed into this entire global system of racism that operates and exists in our everyday existence. You know, if you get the people to demean and degrade themselves, you have that smoking gun. You have one. What we need, ladies and gentlemen, what we need is a PhD and black self-respect and dignity. Without it, we will always be crying, begging on our knees. When you think of something black, powerful always comes to mind. Black hole, black energy, black man, so fine. Judges, graduates, all wear black robes. So you thought he had a weapon? Really? Well, he does. It is the power genetic materials of his testicles. That weapon, ladies and gentlemen, is his genitals.
Wow, that's what's up. You already know we got that weapon, you heard?
Got that weapon.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. I already know. I know you got something for them ladies. I already know you got something for them queens.
Okay. Okay, yeah, because I'll be in trouble.
Oh, man.
Hey, beautiful black queens. Thank you for knowing your worth and what it means. To where the color of your skin, melanin rich, body, butts, legs, and butts, some with thin and thick lips, you know they want to fool you and play tricks. Make you think that you're truly not the gods. Blissfully balanced in brilliance and bravery, I wish they would stop believing we began and came from slavery. Your Mother Earth from birth of its foundation is God's gift and God's creations. Women were chosen to carry and care for life. 9 months in the womb, some premature, a little impatient, filled with the task of beautifying this world, demanding their time, love, and patience. Women were blessed with this blossoming bonus of birth in a human life, ready to take flight, being watched with this microscopic light. And I know it's hard at times for you to understand, constantly under attack. Movies, music, entertainment, political issues and views. We are negatively labeled with negative reviews, making it difficult to choose when they're calling us worthless bees and hoes. It's just not all on you. Now, to avoid this repetition, you see, it takes proactive listening. But you're told to be tough. Suck it up, because life gets rough. Blinding others from seeing the beautiful queen in you, because we have been following America KKK standards of beauty and qualifications with their definition of beauty. Well, y'all, it needs an explanation. Now, Pat, you know I don't usually like to name names. Nope. But this right here is what to take about youth who demand that I speak the truth. Asking why those Kardashians get so much attention, along with Scarlett Johansson, Jessica Biel, and Megan Fox, are the definition of what our young girls think are hot? Absolutely not. Not when we have the likes of beautiful queens such as Taraji P. Henson, Sister Souljah, Queen Latifah, Janelle Monáe, Kelly, Rihanna, Solange, Ambi. You see, that beauty comes in all shapes, colors, and sizes, trust me. Queens, close your eyes for a moment and imagine a world without you. Without your beautiful, bold self brightening up this world with the presence of your style, your smile, your swagger. You know, your happiness makes them mad. Questioning why you do what you do, as you have accomplished any and everything you put that mind to. I met so many bold, ballistic, beautiful women of color. Woo! And I know I got some listening to me too. Beauty is a state of mind. What you see in that mirror is mirrored by what is in your mind. So continue to be better than expected. Go beyond ballistic. Because I already know that if you're listening to this, that you are absolutely nothing but beauty.
That's what's up. Yo, don't even play around. Tell them people where they can find you at on social media.
So, at KYANGELIC. So that's the Instagram, at KY Angelic, but everything else is Angelic Creations, angelicreations.com, and creations is spelled with a K.
That's what's up.
Okay? Because we like to be special and different. And I have Zooms on Saturdays and Wednesdays. Wednesdays at 6 and Saturdays at noon.
Oh, that's
so if
dope.
you go to the Facebook page or the YouTube channel or the Instagram, all of that stuff is there. Or they could just hit y'all up. Bridging the Gizat.
Say no more. Definitely. So tell me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because
Okay.
the viewers are checking us out. But tell me.
Okay, yes.
What is bridging the gap? And what does bridging the gap mean to you?
What we're doing right here.
That's what's up.
Collectively giving us accolades and supporting each other while we're still here, because we have the ability to do so. I like to reflect back on a lot of documentaries, Malcolm X, and so many people that really paved the way for us. And if we don't pay attention, we'll make the same damn mistakes. And so bridging the gap is what we're doing here. Bridging the gap for me is taking the youth and bringing the elders together, because we could all learn from each other. And it may sound like a cliche, but it's not. If we ain't never try it, the people that have been in charge ain't been doing a good job. So guess what?
It's on the next
It's time for us to do what we got to do.
Say no more.
2021, baby.
Man, Karen, I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you too.
Podcast.
It's like so calm and cool in here tonight. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm all hyper. Am I too hype? It's because I drank my sea moss today. That's why.
Good. Sea moss
and then I took a nap. I took a nap before I got. And I woke up. I looked at I was like, oh, I gotta go. I gotta get to the spot before y'all get me in trouble.
We here at A Bridge Podcast. We appreciate you. We thank you for coming through. And we want everybody, man, tune in to abridgepodcast.com, man. Click the like, subscribe, become a patron, man.
Yeah.
But more importantly, go out and support this young lady. Support this sister, man, and let her know, man, that it's really serious, man. So many people that look like us doing great things. Shout out to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for having me.
This is dope,
I can't wait to see our billboard on 42nd Street with the bridge. It's coming. It's all coming, and I'm just thankful.
Speak that into existence.
That you all, allowed me to share the platform with you all. Thank you.
This is dope. Definitely.
Any last words you have, Karen?
I just want to say, stand in your truth. Don't be afraid to go to the next level. And remember that everybody may not be able to come with you, but it doesn't hurt to be respectful to one another. And if you're living in Brooklyn, stop double parking. Because people be trying to get down the street. Like, come on. Why y'all got to be like that for? Like, come on. We could do better. Little stuff we could do better.
Nah, definitely.
Parking.
But people, for real, like, before we exit, man, we want to leave with a closing message, man. That's very important, especially for my young kings, my young brothers, man. It's very important to know who you are, but more importantly, know who you are not. Because acting like somebody you are not will put you in situations that you're not prepared to deal with, man. And that's coming straight from A Bridge, man. You know what I mean? Let's unite. Let's get stronger, and let's be better. Let's be the change.
2021.
Yes. We here, man.
And are they able to leave comments like when we at live?
Definitely.
So we want to get some feedback. Let us,
definitely.
give me some feedback. I want to know if you enjoyed the poetry or not. I would like for you to, support, even if it's just a follow, ladies. Come on now, let's start there. Let's just start there.
We appreciate
and Queens,
it.
come on, we could do this. Let's make sure that we loving one another. Shop black, buy black. There is no other way.
Facts.
You already know. So at the end of the day, that's it, baby.
Is it a rapper, Rooski?
Signing out. Peace.
It's a whole new world. Everybody's locked up in their own homes, scared to leave the house, looking for any escape, taking a hit off a fat joint and leaving this place faster than an anime intro. I can see you. I live in the airwaves that conquers your commute, the extra push you need every day to power your way to the top of the pyramid, the window you stare out of as you forget your problems, the light you turn on to see. There are no limits here. Nothing can stop us from enjoying each other. No one to judge us. Nothing to be wary of. Welcome to Wake and Baked Out World, my filthy little corner of the internet. And if you're ready to enter the new world order of radio, then become a citizen today.